Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So how do you usually practice to playing a keyboard?
I usually practice with my teacher in my home.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, now you're watching MTsB podcast. Kita nih cakep. With me, Vinanda Putri as the MC and our guest.
My name is Zaki.
And my name is Fia.
Well, today we're gonna talk about educational aspect in Indonesia. Hope you enjoy. Well, we know that Indonesia is one of the countries that has low quality in educational aspect. What do you think about that? Are you feel that way too? Or maybe you're just satisfied with the education system in this country?
Well, for me, I feel quite the same. It's quite low compared to developed countries.
In my opinion, Indonesia educational system is not so bad, but if we compare with the other countries, maybe Indonesia is a bit far behind in the field of education.
I see. So you agree that Indonesia is one of the low in country in educational aspect. But what you concern the most, guys? Concern the most about? Maybe Zaki first?
What I concern the most is that Indonesia might not be able to catch up with developed countries.
I see. And how about you, Fi?
What I noticed the most was that Indonesia had a fairly difficult level of difficulty in understanding a question. Of course, for some people it was a good thing, but if we look at it with a high level of difficulty, students from Indonesia are often not able to achieve that limit, so that it will affect to the understanding level of their thinking.
Great. Well, Zaki, as I know that when we're at 7th grade, everybody start talk about you, and especially about your educational history. And I was like, wow, interesting. Well, we know that you ever studied in New Zealand, right? If I ask you to compare, what it will be?
If I try to compare, then it would be the difference in experience, not as in the school has been longer, but as in the students' capabilities. The teacher would go as far as to split the class into different groups to teach the students the, what do you call it, the correct level of education for them.
So the attention that given to the student is more attentive, right?
In a way, yes, it helps them relieve stress in tests. So, for example, they don't know a question, they can skip it because they haven't learned it yet.
And after from New Zealand, then you come back to Indonesia, do you find it difficult?
For me, I find it quite difficult. It's stressing. For example, in tests, I have all these materials in my head and I can't seem to get them all in order.
I see that it must be difficult for you. Well, Fia, since we're two only state in Indonesia, what the educational system that most memorable in your opinion, Fi?
For me, the experience that I've certainly has the most memorable thing is about acceleration. At my elementary school, they had an acceleration program which would be open when the students were in 4th grade. The method was 1 semester in 4th grade and 1 semester in 5th grade. The students who can take a part in the acceleration program are the students who got the top 5 rank in their usual class without any reselection. So I only spent 5 years in my elementary school compared with the other general elementary school which took 6 years. But if the student wish to apply the resign, the school will be accept accept that.
So you're the smart student, right?
You can call it that.
Okay. Well, guys, in your opinion, what is lacking in this educational system?
For me, what's lacking is the infrastructure of the schools. For example, the school can't hire, let's say, good architects or a high-class architect because of Indonesia's economic state. It's quite in shambles right now. but the most thing that it's lacking in is human resources and funding.
And Fia?
And in my opinion, the lacking of the educational system in Indonesia are Indonesia technology is less advanced, the poverty rate in some areas are relatively high, and the lacking of human quality research. If we pay attention, then these three factors are include the influence of Indonesia is still a developing country, not a developed country.
Cool opinions. So, if you can do something, what will you do?
For me, I would try to increase the level of education the people has and make it more accessible to everyone. Because if we have more people that are smart in Indonesia, then we can, in reality, advance the country to be a developed country.
And Fia?
I think it's just study hard because most of the problems in Indonesia educational system are of course controlled by adults. Students like me may still not be able to do anything, but I will study hard to make the next generation better and can improve the human quality resource in Indonesia.
So, if we conclude that, however the condition of the country, we should support and give a hand to our country. That's how we respect and show thank you to our country. Thank you for listening. And last we say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.